Hello, BookTube, and this is sort of a supplement to my hours in my library. This afternoon, a video went up for 2 volumes of the Survey and Inventory by the Royal Commission on Historical Monuments for the City of Cambridge. 2 volumes, and I've received a few emails as well as in the comments requests to show more because I do have an Oxford volume and I have 5 volumes of London, and I might have another one somewhere, but I think that might be the all I can get. I can't access the London volumes at the moment, but I was able to pull, because it was nearby, the Cambridge volume, or the Cambridge volumes on the shelf, and is the City of Oxford. This is with a dust jacket. The dust jacket's a bit rough. It's got a few stains and tears on it. It's an interesting dust jacket because it's got extra folds. And the problem is, at the top, it's been caught and it's frayed on the flaps. But it's a bit different. This is an earlier volume. This is 1939. And I'll just take the dust jacket right off because it'll be easier to handle. I'll put it back on later. And I'll take a little more time maybe with this one because it's not going to be my usual. Not too much more, but yeah, it's got, well, the full title is, let's get to it here, An Inventory of the Historical Monuments in the City of Oxford, Anno Domini 1939. I always like the red lettering on pages and title pages with the black. I really like it. And the frontispiece is Christ Church Cathedral from the Northwest. They're very high quality photographs. The first section of photographs there's a lot of smaller ones, but it's showing more details of churches and monuments within the city. And there are a number of fold-out maps. This one is detached, but they're large. This is what's the name of the college? Christ Church, yeah, because I saw Tom Tower there, and I just couldn't think of the name. But it's a section that shows plans. I'm not going to open it. I couldn't show it all anyway on camera. I'm not far enough back. There are other smaller maps that you can. Like here's the St. John's College, and it's an architectural floor plan, and there's a number of those as well as photographs for each. University College, Worcester College, and there's even smaller. Well, here's a map of the city plan showing position of the monuments that are in the book. I really like these. They're not something you sit down and read from cover to cover. You can, but I never have. I've just picked it up and read little sections. And I'm sure there's more details, in newer volumes. But these, I particularly like these. And as I say, I want to get more of them. I want to get York. There's 5 volumes. There's the County of Cambridge, and there's Northamptonshire, I think, or just maybe Northampton. There's like 4 or 5 volumes there. In short, I would take them all, but I wouldn't mind getting. There's specific ones that I wouldn't mind getting. And there's a smaller. It's a 1-page map of Wadham College. And it's got all the seals of the colleges as well. So it'll have all the colleges. They're like a very, very brief history and architectural history of the colleges. It's very brief. There are, a library full of material that is for the colleges of Cambridge and Oxford. There was in my local bookshop here. There was a collection. I was an old Cambridge Don that had passed away, and the remnants of his library came to the local bookshop here. And there were dozens and dozens history of Cambridge colleges and Cambridge Dons and masters and so forth, just biographies of this stuff. And they were all very cheap, like they were £1, £2. And I'm going, well, do I need like 30 books on this? And I hummed and hawed too long because I was there when they went out on the shelf. And then I think I went back the end of the week. And of course, they were gone. So I snoozed, I lost. There's a few extra things that are put in here that are kind of interesting. This may have had another cover on it. It's very plain, but it is. It says here. Somebody has sort of tipped this in, a previous owner. Like I say, it's a bit rough, but it was cheap. And it's Oxford Historical Buildings, an appeal, and it's a little pamphlet, and it has Christchurch and the spires from the south, Robert Bridges, pensive towers. The watercolor by J.M.W. Turner was painted for the University Almanac in 1799. And was at that time reprinted in monochrome. So, but there's the color of it. It's quite nice. And there is a pocket in the back here there's the main large map. As you can see, I'm not going to unfold that. That's a more detailed map. But there's a few other little interesting pieces of ephemera. A little pamphlet from Alice's shop. It's Lewis Carroll's old sheep shop, 83 St. Aldgate. Aldgates. Is it Aldgates? Yeah, I think it's Aldgates. In Oxford, and it was there. I'd been to it, but many years ago, about 10, 15 years ago. And I've never sort of been down on that side. I never looked because I've gone to Christchurch. It's almost across, or was across from the Tom Tower. And you can see that there. And it's on the back as well. It's just a nice little ephemera. And then it's a typed page of excavations in St. Ebe's, Oxford. It's probably something that was a handout. And there's one other bit of ephemera here. What's this one? The Oxford University's Mathematical Institute. Sort of a very striking difference to things. It's a brutalist building, but it's just a little fold out showing the library and so forth. But yeah, these books are very, very nice. I think they range in prices. Obviously, sets are going to be a bit more. They're heavy, so if you are looking at shipping from the UK especially, it'll cost you an arm and a leg. But within the UK, that's fine. But yeah, it's like the topics covered, like it has these university buildings, and it lists them all: the Sheldon Theatre, Old Clarendon Building, Old Ashmolean Building, Botanical Gardens, and then the colleges. And it goes through all the colleges, Christchurch, and like just more details of each college, because it just goes on and on. The table of contents for each. Yeah, and what's the other section? Yeah, ecclesiastical buildings. So it's got names of a lot of the churches throughout. This volume is. It doesn't seem right. Very thick paper. It says it's only like 200 and some pages, but I find that hard to believe. 225 pages, and look at how thick it is. And obviously gilt top edge. But I think it's a little more than that. But it's 1939. You can see the date on on the spine, and it's a nice coat of arms there of the Royal Commission. And yeah, they are just wonderful books. A sort of, one-stop look at things. There's like Beloy College, and as I say, it'll have. Well, here's just an example of the colleges. Let's look at Christchurch because it's big. Dated plan of the cathedral, dated plan of the hall, great quadrangle looking west, and these are the pictures. Just actually. Those are the plans and illustrations, and it just goes on, and it's got the inventory. It's armorial of heraldry before 1550, and it just goes through each college, and it gives a brief history, as I say. Here's one of the principal lodgings. This is Jesus College. And it starts at the principal's lodgings form the west part of the same range as the chapel. It was built in circa 1624, and was formerly of two stories with gabled attics. And it gives a brief history. And there's floor plans for each. There's Hartford College, and the more photographs. Here is the Magdalen College, Great Quadrangle, West Side, and Founders Tower. And it does say Magdalen, but yeah, as far as I know, it's Magdalen. That's where C.S. Lewis taught or worked. And here's more of the Founders Gate, the old Grammar Hall from the southeast, and another Lincoln College. So there we go. That's double normal length, but yeah, that gives a little more detail for these books, and each one is going to be the same. And the London ones are split up into areas, so they go through the exact same thing of buildings that they feel were, of historical importance to write about. There's other ones. There's a set of London books. There's about 100 and some now, I think. It goes by area in London, and it's all the historical buildings. It's a different one, but I think there's almost 100 or maybe over 100 books in that. And again, I had a chance to get this, but it was just out of my price range. But would have been nice. They're still publishing, to be honest, but I forget the full name of those. But there's all sorts of things like this. There's other royal commissions. There's ones on counties that deal with the counties and historical and archaeological treasures and so forth. But obviously, some of that is going to be a bit dated because there's going to be archaeological finds that were unknown at the time of the publication, and the same as in these. There's going to be things that are unknown because of archaeology at the time of publication, but came later. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and take care, BookTube.